Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling News. I am your host, Boise, and we're looking at all the news from the world of wrestling. So right now, we've just had the big Double or Nothing press conference, which has just happened a few hours ago. Thank you, Bob, for staying up, writing some summaries for me, pretty much. Well, he put it for everyone on the WhatsApp group, but I'm gonna use these summaries to really kind of give you guys an idea of what happened at the Double or Nothing press conference. So pretty much, these are the bullet points. AEW will have a working relationship with AAA Wrestling. That's awesome. They're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, wrestling companies in Mexico. They've had working relationships with companies in the US a few times, like TNA, WWE, and now they're doing a working relationship with AEW, which could be exciting to see how this works. Obviously, AEW, before they were AEW, when they had All In, pay-per-view, Cody and that lot, they had a working relationship with Ring of Honor and New Japan, but seeing as they've kind of cut ties with these companies, AAA is a huge company for them to get as a working relationship. As well as that, they have the Lucha Brothers, who have been scheduled to have a match at Double or Nothing. There's nothing else being hinted at. They haven't signed any All Elite Wrestling contracts, but they have agreed to do a match at Double or Nothing, which could be interesting to see. Obviously, certain companies are announcing that the match which they will be taking part in will be them versus the Young Bucks, which will be an absolutely brilliant match. But they had a bit of an altercation with SCU as well at the Double or Nothing press conference. So, could we see a triple threat match for the for the new AEW Tag Team Championship? Because they've got to have some championship matches at this pay-per-view. I hope so. I hope we do get to see that. We also had we had 3 big announcements for the women's division on there, so 3 more competitors. So that's pretty cool. That's for me. I'm liking that in the press conference they're announcing more and more women to join in AEW. Quite a few of them have had working with. Most of them actually have worked in Japan and in the indie scene as well. So, you know, they've got the same caliber as everyone else who's joining AEW. And as well, the world's worst kept secret, as Bob liked to say in his summary, was Kenny Omega is going to be at AEW. So it looks like Kenny Omega signed with AEW. It was the worst kept secret. He was constantly on being the elite and everything. He had a face-to-face with Chris Jericho, so it's looking like we're going to get a rematch between Jericho and Omega. Will this be for the AEW Heavyweight Championship? We'll have to wait and see. There's no huge announcements on that. We do know that we're going to get Pac versus Hangman Page at Double or Nothing as well. So that's pretty much the summary of Double or Nothing pay-per-view press conference, and it seems like All Elite Wrestling is in full swing now. There's going to be a lot more rumours and everything like that going in for All Elite. But for me, I think the biggest news which came before this, a few days before, which I'm surprised it didn't leave until Double or Nothing, was Jimmy Havoc has joined All Elite Wrestling. Now, that for me was the big shock announcement for all of it, because Kenny Omega was it was kind of a no-brainer that he was going to join All Elite Wrestling, in my opinion. But Jimmy Havoc, a guy who's quite in depth into the UK wrestling scene, joining All Elite Wrestling is a huge signing for guys like myself and stuff like that who go to a lot of UK independent shows. He's quite a staple of that industry, so it'll be interesting to see how how far they will allow him to go. As Bob said, I agree. I want to see how much of a hardcore matches he is allowed to do. Don't get me wrong, Jimmy can he's a hardcore specialist in my opinion, but my god, he can actually wrestle as well. He's a good wrestler as well. He's scary as hell. He scares the crap out of me. I don't know if I should boo or cheer for him half the time, but I know for a fact if I saw him in a dark alley, I'd be terrified. I'd just buy my pint and go, please don't kill me. But yes, that's all the news with Double or Nothing. We also have news from WWE as well, where we got announced that the Superstar Shakeup will happen again. It will happen on the 15th and the 16th of April. This is on Raw and SmackDown. Pretty much nothing else really. I think that is quite an exciting couple of days for WWE to see who's going where, which teams are going where. Last time round, I think the Superstar Shakeup was quite interesting. We saw a lot of mid-carders or talents from SmackDown who weren't really being used jump over to Raw, but quite a few big names like The Bar coming over and Gallows and Anderson. Like a lot more tag teams went over to SmackDown, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it this time around. I think we'll possibly see a few tag teams and big names. I think Becky Lynch might be going to Raw, going over, but we will do a predictions video. I might do that sometime this week as well. But what do you guys think? What was the most exciting part of this week's news in wrestling? Leave it in the comments below. Are you looking forward to Double or Nothing? Are you going to stay up and watch it? Let us know, guys. If you do like our videos, don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell to keep notified. And if you want to follow us on the old Twitter, it's at SmackTalkYouTube. And if you want to follow me on the old Twitter, it's at Boise88. And I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.